Staying with the court, convicted former state security clerk Kgaogelo Bopape has been handed a 6-year direct imprisonment sentence. Bopape was accused of stealing 170,000 rand of state security money. She pleaded guilty after withdrawing 500,000 rand and keeping 170,000 rand for herself. Our reporter Heidi Giokos is in studio with me, and she joins us now to give us an update. Heidi, what came out of deliberations today?
So what we do understand is that Bopape has been sentenced to 6 years direct imprisonment. She's been found guilty of theft. What we do understand that back in 2020, she had withdrawn 500,000 rand from the State Security Agency, claiming that she was going to be giving it to state security members for operational use. However, she took that money, she put it into a safe, and she started taking 20,000 rand at a time until it amounted to 170,000 rand. A whistleblower noticed that the money had been missing and decided to start questioning Bopape, and this is when she became quite aggressive, saying that she withdrew the money for operational reasons. And when they asked her where the receipts were, she couldn't provide those receipts. And what the magistrate said today in this specialized crimes court is that the only reason why Bopape eventually confessed to the crime and said that she did indeed steal 170,000 rand was not because of her conscience, it was because of a whistleblower. And we do know that the magistrate has highlighted the fact that she had financial difficulties. She's a single mother of a 17-year-old. The magistrate even went as far as saying that she lived above her means. And even though she was a clerk at the State Security Agency, she obviously got very tempted because she was dealing with so much money. She was highly qualified, though, Masego. She actually won Best Employee of the Year in 2017. Really a diligent worker. However, she got tempted, and this, however, the magistrate saying should not be considered as her being remorseful, because the fact that she apologized, the fact that she said she is guilty and only paid back 10,000 rand of the 170,000 rand, it's a very serious conviction, and the magistrate found that she had been extremely deceitful in her conduct. We did get a chance to speak to the National Prosecuting Authority after she was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment. They are satisfied with that sentencing. Let's listen to what they had to say.
The NPA will welcome the sentence handed down today by the magistrate of 6 years imprisonment. We hope that this sentence will send a strong message that as the NPA, we do not tolerate any type of criminal activities, especially crimes of corruption and theft. And we intend to do things or something about it, and we are serious about such crimes.
So you spoke to the former DG at the State Security Agency. He was a witness, I believe. What did he say?
Yes, indeed. He was a witness throughout this trial. And Masego, you have a situation where you are seeing a number of corruption cases. You're seeing a number of tenders that were not awarded appropriately. And what State Security Agency has found in this is to say that this is a first of many, that they believe there needs to be harsh action taken against those who even just think about wanting to steal from the government's purse. As a public official and as a government official, you are held in high regard, and you answer to the public, you answer to your communities, and you are put in a position where you are supposed to be respectful and take care and safeguard the state's money. And in this case, this didn't happen. What's interesting here, though, is that the money that was used by Bopape, the 170,000 rand, it was used for her son's education, for a trip, a rugby tournament that he had to attend overseas. It was also used for money that she used for her parental house that I think she needed to do upgrades of some sort. So the money that was used, you could see it was out of desperation, and she found herself in a position where she actually wanted to replace the money that she took, according to the magistrate, because she was waiting for an inheritance to pay out. But obviously time was not on her side, and this is when she was caught out, and she only ended up paying 10,000 rand, as I've mentioned. But State Security Agency saying that they are satisfied with the sentencing, and this is something that needs to happen across all spheres of government where you find people that are convicted and sentenced of, for example, theft or corruption. Let's listen in.
The 6-year sentence given to Mebu Pape. This will send a clear message that corruption does not pay, especially coming from a situation where, from the State Security Agency, so much has been said in terms of thieving, rampant thieving taking place there. This is one of the 7 cases that I opened during my tenure as the Director of Domestic Branch. It's 1 down, 6 more left. I applaud the whistleblowers from within the State Security Agency who came before me with evidentiary proof that thieving has been taking place. And with that, I went to report on these cases. I am pleased with this. It is not a good thing to see one of your own going to the cells. But if you take into account the amounts of money stolen from the agency, we feel so much happy that we are turning the corner in terms of corruption busting.
All right, Heidi, just very quickly, as you said, she used some of this money, obviously in desperation of taking care of her son and her family. At least she didn't splurge it on alcohol, I guess. But how was her demeanor in court when they told her she's going to spend 6 years in prison?
She was really sad, Masego. I think also very much disappointed, because as much as the magistrate found that just because you plead guilty to a charge of theft and want to pay the money back doesn't necessarily mean that you understand the severity of your conviction. And this is why the magistrate said, as much as Bopape felt as though she was being remorseful and apologetic about her conduct and her theft, at the end of the day, this is the serious conviction and sentencing that needs to take place. She wasn't really giving much eye contact to the magistrate throughout the sentencing. She looked down a lot. She was quite emotional. And when she was taken out of the courtroom to be taken to a cell, she didn't even engage with the media. She actually hid her face completely. And of course, not very happy. I think 6 years direct imprisonment, many would say, is not very long because it was only 170,000 rand. But of course, her demeanor was very low and quite sad.
All right, Heidi Giokos, let's leave it there for now.